Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think.
My name is Brittany. I'm a person just like you are, except for I am a recovering addict. I found hope and I found healing here at Clinic 5 with the help of the amazing staff and doctors. I see my future bright. I actually see a future now.
Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think. Call 256-952-2709 or visit us online at clinic5.com.
Now is the time and Team One Hyundai is the place for the best deals on a new Hyundai. Rebates up to $2,000, 3 years of complimentary maintenance, and the lowest price you'll find anywhere. Team One Hyundai, Highway 77 in Rainbow City.
Trent Thrasher Construction. From idea to completion, we manage it all. At Trent Thrasher Construction, we create spaces big enough to hold your dreams. We believe in the nobility of hard work. That's what sets us apart. We take pride in everything that we do. There are lots of companies out there that can build your project, but at Trent Thrasher Construction, we don't just build, we create, innovate, collaborate, and take absolute pride in every single project we do. Trent Thrasher Construction. We're here for you.
So my husband and I decided to open Jasmine's Grill and Cantina here in Gaston. We already have a business, it's Jasmine's Lopez Agency. So here Gaston was the best place to open a second business. Exchange Bank made this really, really easy. I thought it was gonna be a really hard process, but they were so nice, so sweet, and they explained everything by detail. And as you can see, they helped me make all this possible. It was really easy and they were always there. They were just a phone call away.
Hey guys, welcome to the Mayor Joe Taylor Show. Jeff Underwood, J-Dub White. What's up, buddy?
You know, anytime we do the Joe Taylor Show without Joe Taylor,
It's always a good thing.
and anytime we have two guests with weapons on their side come in, you can be on the show. Just kidding. We got two of the finest men that the Rainbow City Police Department has ever hired, quite frankly. Chief, you want to introduce your sidekick over there?
Absolutely. So right next to me, I got our Lieutenant Jordan McCartney. He's over our SROs, and he is also our PIO, or Public Information Officer, and over community outreach and things like that. So
Heck yeah.
he does a lot of stuff.
So you're the pastor of the crew.
I guess
All that stuff you do.
Yes.
You start throwing them acronyms around. PO, I got a PO myself.
Yeah, I got some acronyms for you.
He's a POP.
Our church people be watching. I can't say those things.
Got him. Hey, so Joe is actually in a very important meeting in Auburn today. So Joe, you do, if the next couple of weeks he'd have said that, I'm like, no, you're going to a football game, right? But he's actually in a meeting right now. So Joe, if he has an opportunity to jump on, he will. The show's in good hands today.
Maybe we need to do a Landcrafter show.
It's his busy season. He ain't got time.
I bet you can get Brandon on here.
Brandon would do it.
I bet you can get Brandon
Tell some
on
stories.
Dude,
Yes.
I rode by just a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
last week, and he had 20
Oh, a good year.
something lawnmowers out there cutting that dirt.
Wow.
It was incredible. Those guys got it going on. Anyway, SROs, I didn't know that. So that's special. Talk about how that came about for you to become the.
So I was in investigations, and then I was also doing the PIO role. I was actually a SRO. I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2018 to 2020, 2021. I was regular SRO at John Jones, and then I got promoted to sergeant, and I was SRO for a year at Westbrook. And so had a little experience with because it's a completely different ball game from patrols.
Sure.
And then once I was in investigation and started doing the community relations stuff, when Chief restructured the department, and he really emphasized the community outreach part, and so that's what came open. So I put in for it, and now I'm here. So
It takes a special somebody to do that job.
Absolutely.
Really. I mean, you got guys who think, well, that's just coasting. It's really not, man.
No, it's not.
To
It's so much more.
It's more stressful. I think, now, obviously, not the weapon situation where you're going into someone's house or a conflict. I'm just talking about you've got hundreds of kids' lives in your hand. Your job as an SRO, yes, you want to build community, but your job ultimately is to kill an intruder that comes in to hurt these babies.
Absolutely, it's safety. At the end of the day, I mean, you know, SROs, they kind of have you have a triad of things that you're responsible for. One of them's being a mentor. You know, you're not just there for safety; you're there for to mentor kids, and you do way more than just, you know, what people think. You know, the perception of SROs is just that they're there, just, you know, and that is not it. I can tell you 100% that that's not. That's not what
my wife
SROs
works
do.
with one close. She's an administrator in the school system, and she's the VP. I say VP. That's the used to be when we were in school. Vice principal.
Yeah.
She's the AP, and so she's in charge of attendance and making sure those things. And one thing that I appreciate, because before Officer Underwood came in, he was a retired sheriff's deputy. He was there. Even when he was there, they didn't go with the people to do home visits, and I was skeptical. I said, I don't want you going to a home by yourself because I'm protected, right? I'm like, dude, can I go? She goes, well, you're not a school employee. No, I'm almost over in the corner. But when Wes, say his name, Lejean.
Yep.
When Wes Lejean got there, she talked to him and he said, yeah, that's part of our job. That's what we do. And
That's what we're there for.
yeah, man, and it makes a difference. But also on attendance, you got an officer standing there.
Yep.
It makes it a little more serious. So you do a lot more than just security. You're building mentorships, you're building relationships, you're building community. That's important.
And
man.
the parents and kids, that's their first impression of a police officer, and they see them every day. So it's important to have the right people in that position. You know, that has the same mentality that you know, that community comes first, safety comes first. You know, all those things are very important to them. So.
Well, Wesley is top notch, man.
Yeah.
I've known him since he was 4 years old, and incredible. It's so funny. When I think school resource officer, I think Troy McKinnon.
Yes.
And you talk about the movie Kindergarten Cop, big try these little big kids, you know, they're crawling all over him. But that was the first good experience a lot of these kids had with police officers, right? You know, they just hear these bad stories, or you'd be scared of the police officer, or whatever. And God, I think we've came so far in that because of the school resource officer just being there, hanging out. I know I've seen, you know, I'd go see a teacher in the school, and there would be one of the resource officers talking with a crying kid, right? It's so bigger than just that, and we don't talk about that near enough.
Yeah, and our school resource officer at the middle school, you know, he does a lot of mentoring. You know, if kids are having problems at school, getting in trouble, maybe something like that, it's not like, hey, you know, you're going to go to jail. It's hey, what's going on? How, you know, what can we do to help you out to where, you know, and just see what's going on and checking on them, and, you know, maybe eating lunch with them, just talking to them, you know, getting to know the kids.
Heck
so
yeah.
Officer Reeves at Rainbow Middle does a really good job at that.
He does.
And who's that other guy over here?
James,
I can't remember his name.
I think Millie.
Millie.
Millie's incredible. She's
Deputy
incredible.
Millie. Yeah.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
She's top notch.
Who's her handler? Is it Councilman Jenkins?
He rides a tricycle, right, or something like that. Dude, he's got about a great family.
Yeah, no doubt.
Really, they're just
doubt.
You know,
incredible.
the OG of Dare and
Bone?
Well, yes, Bone, but over here on this side is Rick Hill.
Oh, Rick.
Yes.
He was the SRO at John Jones when I went through John Jones.
Good Lord, I'm sorry.
Talk about that Firebird he had fixed up with the sound system and the
It was
lights in there.
booming.
He was on my board for youth ministries, and every time we did an event at First Baptist Southside or here or anywhere, he would bring that car out and park it.
Yeah.
Of course, I said, "Do you think kids are not going to show up because we got lights out there?" But of course, he was the coolest. He was cool.
Still is.
He's fun.
Now he's a youth pastor.
Yeah,
Riddles Bend Baptist Church, man. He's doing.
I think he's serving good over there. I think he's doing a good
That's
job.
good.
Him and Heather both.
Good.
For sure.
They're good folks. She keeps City Hall straight, doesn't she?
Yeah, no doubt.
She's
No doubt. Her, Beth Lee, Miss Vicky, they all, yeah.
Beth Lee's incredible.
Yeah,
That's
carry
really why
all
y'all
them.
carry weapons.
Mhm.
It's to keep the ladies in
We
the
gotta
city
protect
off.
ourselves, yeah.
That's incredible. So a lot of stuff going on. Let's talk about back to school. Obviously, school has started.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The first week or two every year, it is
Yeah.
a lot heavier than what it's going to be a month or two down the road, because everybody's getting the swing of things. You got kindergarten students that parents have never been through the school zone. We tried to push out the plan and the route and everything prior, but life's kind of hectic right now. Kids starting back, so I know everybody's not going to be able to see it. But once we get all that kind of down pat, then it'll be a lot smoother. So.
Well, with the new roads and everything,
Yes.
it is way better.
That has we've changed up at Rainbow Middle where drop off instead of coming through the front of the school or turning right there by
That's
the
right.
school, you go in by the soccer fields, and that kind of alleviates some of the traffic on Lumley.
Do you come down Lumley, or are you coming?
You can, but it would be easier if somebody's coming from that side to go down Kinsey. And then turn by the soccer fields. I mean, you still can come down Lumley.
Yeah.
And then just turn on Kinsey and then go through the soccer fields and filter through the back of the school.
I just know coming out of Druid Park, I don't even come out. If it's 7 o'clock, I ain't even gonna try to leave till 8.
Yeah.
Ain't no sense, right?
Yeah,
Ain't no sense.
every year there's a lot of different variables that go into traffic. Even right before Christmas break, we'll have some days like that, and it's just because that late in the year, a lot of people come in at the same time.
Sure.
And so, I know John Jones had made a few changes to the pattern, and I think we've kind of got that work back to, where it's flowing more smoothly.
I think we just put that out on Kapow too, right? You guys released.
Yeah.
We put that out as well. Yeah.
So I think it's going to get better. It's hard to say like, hey, it'll be better by next week.
Well, here's the people at Druid Park. Most of us have lived here forever. We just know we don't try to leave at 7.
Yeah,
That's we just don't.
You just gotta work around it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just part of it sometimes. Yeah.
'Cause there's times where everybody shows up, it seems like at the same time, and so you've got 200 cars that you're trying to get through this,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, I
hard.
priced the red light for back here. I'll just wait till 8.
Yeah.
That's expensive. Wait till 8. Oh my gosh. So what is you guys got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just kind of let you just take the lead here, and I know we can't get to all of it, but you guys have weapons. We'll stay as long as you want.
That sounds good. I think one of our biggest things we have coming up is our Explore program. We have our open house on the 22nd.
That's huge.
So anybody from the ages of 14 to 20, we encourage y'all to come to our open house and just see what it's going to be about, and it's going to be good.
Incredible.
We got Jason Higgins is leading that up,
Yeah.
and it's going to be good. I think it's going to be very good. So
And even if you're not interested in career in law enforcement, it's a program that helps build leadership skills that you can use on down the road in life. Like I said, you don't even have to really want to be in law enforcement when you grow up.
Man, it's just fun. It's cool,
Absolutely.
right? The behind the scenes kind of.
I would have jumped all over it when I was 16.
What age group is it though? Is it
14 to 20.
14 to 20?
Yeah, 14 to 20. So it's a wide group, and if we have a good response out of it, and if they also have a what they call that, the younger ones like 12, 13.
I can't remember.
There's
the
another
specific
program
name
that they use that it kind of falls under the scope of the Explorers. They just don't go out and do like community events and stuff, because our Explorers, they can come out and help us with like parking cars during the drone show, and they can come help out with community events and things like that. But now the smaller ones, obviously they wouldn't, the 12 and 13-year-old bunch, but we are excited about that. So.
Awesome.
And then what else we got going on, Jordan?
We have a lot of things, as far as the community relations side, the community safety night that, the city of Gadsden hosted. That was really, really awesome. I wish we'd have had our SRO Tahoe for that night, but we didn't have it, so we just but it was a good night. We do Tours in the Rainbow every year where we help those who may need, may need that help in, during the holidays. We don't only do Christmas. We do Thanksgiving assistance also. We'll buy some vouchers at Johnson's and hand them out to those that are, that are in need, maybe get a turkey or whatever that may be. We're looking to eventually start a scholarship through Toys on the Rainbow, sponsor a scholarship.
That's awesome.
So
Heck
that's
yeah.
something that we've been working on, through the Toys on the Rainbow, because not only, does that help in times of need, like holidays and stuff like that, this will also help those who are looking at starting their education in college. So it's very exciting. We're looking forward to that.
That's a lot when, as a SRO, you guys have an upper hand on knowing, working with administration, knowing some of the kids that are in need.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Some of the families that are in need, which is another key
tool.
of being an SRO and,
Yeah.
and having those guys and gals in the school system. Did you guys used to do the teddy bears? Was that you guys?
I did with the Dare ones.
Yeah. Didn't they, like, for...
Well, I know Bone did.
Bone did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's back. He's an SRO.
Yeah, he sure
He
is.
is.
That's incredible,
Yeah.
man.
He's at the middle school. Yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
he's with
Yeah.
the bad kids, the middle school kids.
Yeah.
That's an age group I want no part of.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because they're sassy, talk back. You want to hit them in the mouth.
He's
But
going
they-
back when his kids were at home. See what you're doing.
Just want to choke 'em. But,
See what you did, Abby?
yeah, well, they know Abby.
know
Abby
they
needs
do.
choked.
Not Abby. Not Abby. I know it. Not Abby.
Oh,
Okay,
good
great.
Lord. What else we got going on? I'm going to ask a question here from the audience. What is the... There's no way to answer this question. What is the best place to eat in Rainbow City for you officers?
Oh, you better be careful.
Man.
I'm saying that's a tough question.
What,
I know where I see most of the officers eating at.
Where at?
Alabama Pizza Company.
They do.
They do.
$8.80, 2 slices and a drink.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, they hit up that
He
place
says
a
they
lot.
do, but we saw him there. Yes, we do.
Well, you know how I saw him? I was there.
My bad.
There's, I mean,
Yeah, I think some of the favorite spots would be Baja and El Tap. Is
Okay.
definitely
Yeah,
both pretty popular spots.
Let's go twos.
Yeah, those are some go-tos.
yeah, I don't.
Alabama Pizza Company is another one.
Oh,
I don't know if they still go. We used to go Guthries a lot, and then
Oh,
Bojangles. I had a supervisor when I was on patrol,
Bojangles.
and we ate at Bojangles every single day.
Every morning on night shift.
Yeah.
that's
You
why
knew it
you
was
asked.
coming, right?
That's why you asked the question, because you always set people up. That's exactly. You know, there's a Dunkin' Donut comment in here, right? So we're just gonna let that ride.
Oh yeah.
And I won't tell you the guy's name, but I'll tell you his address: Samuel Ray at
Can we check
Watch
for
for a
warrants?
Ford
You know,
Explorer.
Can we check for warrants?
You know, and I'm trying to get the word out on the donut thing, and we don't call them donuts. No, they're cop biscuits. We call them cop biscuits.
You can't unhear that.
You can't unhear. You got to call them cop biscuits.
Man, I wish I had one of them Bowberry biscuits.
Yeah, yeah.
Those.
Those are
that
good.
Bojangles.
And the spicy chicken.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, there's something similar at Popeyes. They have their biscuits,
Yeah.
but it's with strawberry. And me and my wife were going through there the other day, and I guess somebody had ordered one and didn't, and so they had an extra one. They said, "Hey, do you want to try this?" And my wife's 30-something weeks pregnant, so
She's
like,
eating it.
absolutely.
Yes, give it to me.
And all I heard, I gave it to her. I was like, "Look, I ain't even gonna try it. I'll let you try it." And she opens it up, she takes a bite, and she was just like, "This is the best thing I've ever had."
Hold on, I'm
And
texting Jason Dodd right now.
It's similar to the Bowberry
There you
biscuit, but
Strawberry chicken. I mean,
it's not. It's just
Just
a
a
biscuit.
biscuit.
Yeah, no
Just a
chicken.
biscuit.
It's
Just
just a bit.
strawberry.
It's just Popeye's biscuit with the with strawberry, whatever
Dear heavens.
icing, and all kind of stuff on there.
That's
It's,
super.
it is very good. Y'all need to try it.
We need her to
That
show up.
today.
That's fantastic. Hey, it looks good by the way. Popeye's looking good.
Yeah.
A lot of
It is.
people doing
Very good.
stuff, and I was pretty excited that let's talk about some growth in Rainbow City. Everyone's super excited that Super B
Yes.
moved to a larger location, got a drive-through. They're some of the best people in the world.
No
right?
doubt.
They're incredible. In fact, now they deserve a bigger facility, man. They take care of a lot of people. They're the reason some people in Rainbow City are alive. Let's be real.
True. Yeah.
Because I know for a fact Jordan knows his biscuits.
Yes, I saw
That's
that.
right. Who said that?
You know who said
You know.
So it's also going to help you guys with the traffic pattern, the traffic flow, and some of the junk that goes on right there. Once that's taken down and they build the shopping center back, that's going to alleviate.
You know there's
some
going to be a
traffic.
bakery coming there too,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. They're going to sell cop biscuits.
Kapow biscuit.
I hope so.
I'm waiting for the Kapow biscuit.
I need a Kapow.
I need a Kapow biscuit.
Or power circles. That's kind of
Power
power
circles.
circles.
Well, you know, I got scolded. Let me tell the story. I got scolded. So, anytime my wife asked me to come by the dealership at Honda and to bring her something, you know, hey, I need you to do this. That's code for, hey, stop at Krispy Kreme and bring us something. The office ladies need something. So I went through there and I got from Atala, full disclosure, right? And I order these things. You know where I'm going. You heard the story. Hey, also give me a dozen donut holes, right? This girl was furious at me. Just because we on East Gads, you got to order holes?
What in the world is happening?
Really? She went off on me, man. Just off on me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, if you see right here, they're called dots. Dots.
Dots.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
I've never
Krispy
called
Kreme,
it. I've
they're
never
called
called
dots.
them
I
a
ordered the
donut
donuts
dot.
over there and never got yelled.
Well, this
It's probably
girl,
because you're Jerry White. That's probably why.
this
they-
girl, maybe she don't like the way I enunciated donut holes, but from Italian, what I'm saying. But note to self, if you go to Krispy Kreme in East Gadsden, they're dots.
They're dots.
My bad, guys.
Donut
It
dots.
usually goes off the rail 3 or 4 times.
But I know
This
there's
is number
Joe
one.
here to reel it back in. Hey, so what's your favorite Joe story? He ain't here. He's not even watching, or he'd be communicating.
Let's see.
Nothing that's going to cause him not to be reelected, though.
No,
we got to
no.
keep him.
There's not. I don't know if there's anything that would cause that.
Really? I got.
Not that I know.
I got a couple things.
There's so many. There's so many. I know he's hard to impress for sure. Have you ever tried to do anything that? Yeah, I
Here's the
made a
reason.
comment the other day. I said the only way to impress Joe is to get 18 hole-in-ones during the golf.
And he would still come up with it.
He would. Yeah. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Jeff and I, we've been doing this stuff a long time. I'll be honest, we're not impressed by much either. We don't. We get impressed by good people,
That's right.
quality people,
That's right.
and doing good things in
Yes.
the community.
Yes.
The people who try to pretend like they're somebody and got it all together and all the screw that.
Yeah.
Right. If you're a
That's
good
right.
person, we're gonna
That's right.
love on you. That's the kind of people we like to be around.
No
That's
doubt.
really why we like Joe.
That's exactly why we
It
like
is.
When we
Joe.
started doing this show
Oh.
with him, I guess it's 2 years now.
Yeah.
2 years back. We didn't know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
They met him, our families met him at the park when all the candidates were there during
Okay.
COVID. I
Right.
think all that.
That was a
It was a good event.
Yeah.
And so they liked him. So we sat down and we thought, okay, this guy's in your mind is this guy's rich. He's a businessman. He's
Right.
gonna be but he was the nicest guy. And then we realized he's one of the fellas.
Yeah,
and
he really is.
And well, we've also had people when the studio was down there sit in those chairs that they would come. They're big politicians and federal government. They're not on the state side. They're on the federal government side. Sit in the chairs and they big boy us for 5 minutes, and they realize we're going to pick for you. And so Joe's not that guy. Joe can do it. Joe's
Yeah,
got
sure he
all
can.
the
He's got-
accolades and
he's
got
got
all the things.
clout you could
He could
possibly
do
want.
it, but he
And
doesn't do that.
knowledge
He's just a
and- yeah,
good.
that's
The,
right.
the
he
best
is.
shows we
I
could
love it.
possibly do is if we do what we call our pre-council with Joe, when we just sit here talking before
That's
we go
right.
live. Those shows would be great.
Yeah.
We're going to get some B-reel of that one of these days. Just,
Joe will have us arrested.
He's going to tell you. He's going to be honest with you.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why we can be so effective at the police department is because we know that him and the council, they have our back.
You got a
There's
good
no
counsel.
doubt.
You got a great counsel.
There's no doubt. I go to these chief conferences and things, and the problems that other chiefs are discussing, I can't even relate. I'm not even in the conversation
Thank God.
because I can't relate to them at all.
But for entertainment purposes, the last city council that Gadsden had was much watch TV. It was must watch. It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, it was always some drama going on. So it was good. Not so much these days. And your shows are just boring.
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, everybody just gets along.
It's
and
so
just-
efficient. There's
it's
no
so-
drama. All right, who we loving on today? Oh, there's Alec Cosby. It's,
There's Kenneth Payne.
Kenneth
Kenneth
Payne,
Payne coming up. Yeah.
And what a great
Well deserved,
tribute to
though.
him.
God,
Yes.
well deserved.
Last night of being the mayor of Riddles Bend.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I call him when I see him.
So talk about him for a moment, because everybody in this area loves him.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what kind of person you would be if you didn't love Kenneth Payne.
Yeah.
I've known Kenneth Payne my whole entire life. I went to church out there with him out at Riddles Bend, and just a great human being. He got honored last night with the Modern Woodman
of America. Yeah,
that's right.
That's
citizen group, or just great person. Goes by. He will do whatever it takes. He's one of those that is very hands on. He'll just do whatever it takes
He
to
loves
serve.
Rainbow City.
Oh my God!
Yes.
But see, you don't have to ask him to do anything.
No.
He sees something, he's going to do
He's
it.
gonna do it. That's right.
From helping a lady out of the road, stopping middle of the road, pick up trash.
That's right. Those people, and I think you mentioned this before, but if we had, you can't have enough Kenneth Paynes. This world would be a lot better if we had a
Hometown Hero Award.
Hometown
Yeah.
Hero. That's what it was. Hometown Hero Award. Yeah,
So-
great honor. He deserves it very.
What was
very
his
great.
philosophy? It was each day to do the three things. What was that?
One of them was a positive attitude.
That's right.
Lord Jesus, we need that.
Yes. One of them was a positive attitude.
Was it be kind?
Be kind.
But he epitomizes it.
You're going through the elementary school rules.
right. I'm gonna go back and use those in a service.
In a service,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
through-
we get those points, Kenneth.
All right, so here's another question. Who's your favorite Thrasher, Trent or Jenny?
Ooh.
Oh, don't make me say it. I can't.
We'll say it.
I don't know.
It's Jenny.
Sure.
Let's see. Jameson Jenkins says, guys, Joe's head is already huge. You're not helping.
This is not helping, is what he says.
Are you taking care of Millie, Jameson?
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's a
Take care of
true
Millie.
hero. She takes care of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where would he be without her?
I don't know. Between Millie and Claire, I don't know where Jameson would be.
That brother
Homeless.
he hit the life fly though.
Yeah,
He did.
no doubt.
Those two.
No doubt.
What else we got going on?
He's a great
We're not going to ask that question. How can I get out of a speeding ticket? Don't speed.
Yeah.
There you go. Call Joe.
That's a good one.
Joe ain't gonna help you. Joe may double
Remember that
that.
time we had a few weeks ago? We had somebody bust him live on the show.
Yeah, that was
We had a
great.
guest on here. I won't tell you who it was. We had a
So
guest on
funny.
here that we said Joe Taylor says something to you. Joe was watching and he goes, Joe Taylor, and he couldn't think of who it was, and so we busted him about that, and he and he said, oh yeah, out of nowhere, he helped me get out of a speed ticket.
Oh Lord.
Hey, that episode hadn't aired yet. It hadn't aired yet.
It is aired.
What's
It's
aired?
the other coach.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It's been on for a month.
That was great though.
But we helped you out, Joe. You didn't do that. That was another
speeding
speeding
ticket.
in a towel. I mean, somewhere. Anyway.
Hey, Larry ain't getting you out no ticket.
Uncle Larry says you just gonna pay that ticket on your own.
Yeah, he's trying to build something in Tyler. He needs to order new furniture.
I saw him last week. I went to Dennis Walker's retirement party
Yeah,
last week.
what a good dude Dennis
Yeah,
is, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, served the towel for a long time.
So talk about we've talked about other law enforcement folks, the community, the camaraderie. It is a brotherhood, but
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, I know everybody talks about firemen and police officers. Yeah, go back and
Yes.
forth and have fun with one
I'm
another.
gonna ask that
Yes.
question.
And you guys do. We know the fun that you guys have.
Absolutely.
We've talked to many of the firemen that you have a great time. But talk about the community, the camaraderie, but also the participation or the cooperation that you guys have with other areas, because we ride by different events and everybody's on their Facebook groups going, what's happening?
Right.
And you see Rainbow City and Glencoe and Hoax Bluff and Atala and Gadsden all working together, Sheriff's Department, Highway Patrol. And y'all are just not in here. Y'all go assist at other places.
Yeah,
So talk about that and how important that is in the role that Rainbow City plays, because we know also some other things that you guys have going on
Yeah.
that aid other departments.
Yeah, so that is just it's all just one, whatever our mission is during that specific report, whether it's a missing person, whether it's whether we're fighting crime, trying to track down a criminal, because criminals don't know boundaries, they don't know jurisdictions, they're going to go and do, and we do, we've, for the majority that I can remember, for all that I can remember, we've worked very well with other agencies, and especially in our detectives work on a daily basis with other agencies, just because of what I said a minute ago about the jurisdictions. They work all the time with other agencies, and they do a really good job. Gadsden's got some very good detectives up there that are like-minded. The county, I mean, everybody, Southside, everybody's got, and we just go in there. We all got a common goal. We may all do it a little differently, but we all have a common goal to keep our communities just as safe as we can have them. And I think that's really, if one of the agencies are in need, we just go, and there's really no question in it. You just go and do it, and that's just one of those things. I don't just like this past weekend we had, when we were searching for that missing person in the river, we had agencies from all over the place. The state helicopter, one of the Aaliyah guys, I think he's a Corporal Ping from Aaliyah. He walked up and said, "Chief, what do you need?" He said, "Aviation. What do you need?" I said, a helicopter wouldn't be a bad idea, just to do some bank searches and things like that. And within 30 minutes, there's a state helicopter flying above my head. I mean, it's just like that.
And a team that specializes in this stuff came all the way from Daphne.
Yeah.
5 hours away.
Jeez.
And they have top-notch equipment, and they were willing to help from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they said, even now, if y'all ever need anything, call us.
Yep, it's a nonprofit group.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit
It's a
group.
nonprofit, but
Yeah.
the guy who's the captain of the nonprofit group, I think it's almost kind of like a volunteer fire department in a way.
Kind of,
a little bit.
yes.
But the guy, he's actually a sergeant with Mobile Police Department.
Okay.
So he came up and he had
Wow.
a couple of guys, and I think they said they had $160,000 in their boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's all been grants and
I know
donations.
we
things
saw-
like
The sonar and all
Yes,
that.
We saw everything
Yes.
but a submarine.
Yeah,
Which
right.
is great to see. Because if I'm missing, God forbid, or a family member is missing,
That's right.
I see all that stuff. I'm like, man, yes.
Yeah,
This-
we're gonna
gonna
do
do what
everything we
we
can.
can.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, couple quick things. I'm just reading from different people posting stuff here. This one says, police government officials, it's not hard to figure out which ones are the good ones, and there are definitely way more good ones than people think.
No doubt.
That's a good comment.
Absolutely.
Kenneth's 3 keys. Be a peacemaker, have a giving heart, keep a positive attitude.
There you go.
Jameson said he taught him that 12 years ago.
No, that's awesome. Those are great three things to live by. Isn't it?
So screenshot that. I need to hear that in your next sermon.
Done.
I may use it
don't
tomorrow
count
night for the youth.
There you go.
I can work that in.
Dude.
Hey,
Speaking of my two youth, put that on them.
Jackie Justice watching. Hey, praying for you today, buddy. Hope you have a good test. Jack Justice, as good as it gets. You guys ready for football?
We are ready for some football.
Woo.
Yes.
Woo. Let's start at the high school level.
Let's do
So
it.
where are you guys going to be come the first Friday night in high school ball?
I will be splitting my time, I think, between Southside and Westbrook.
Two pretty good places to go watch a game.
Great
Let's
places,
be
yeah,
real.
no doubt.
Yeah.
I'll probably pop in Coosa, and since I graduate from there.
Well, you're not going to be popping in there the week one because we're going down to Savannah to play.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
But you can tune me on. We'll be
You
doing
can
the
give them
game.
an escort down there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at Southside. Let's talk football for a second. Let's talk football. We're doing our show next week. The offensive line for Southside, the defensive line for Southside is as good as you're ever going to get in high school football.
Really.
The Brown kid that's committed to Duke, the Patrick Wright's son, the defensive line committed to UAB, and it goes on and on and on. And I know it's a new coaching staff, but I'm telling you, man, there's some talent right there.
My little cousin Cooper, soccer player, been a soccer player forever, and so he joined the football team this year, and he's the kicker. And
What's his name?
Cooper Yancey.
At Southside.
At Southside, yeah,
Okay.
he's a sophomore.
It's about a kicker. Westbrook's got a kicker.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Barber, be a sophomore.
Yeah.
Really good. And Coach Smith, I'm telling you, he's got a young team. Steve Smith ain't no joke.
No.
You don't accidentally stumble into 5 state championships.
No,
Right.
not at
They're
all.
going to be way better. Teddy Whitmire, we start talking high school football.
Coach
Teddy
Whitmire.
Whitmire is going to come on. We're not talking defense right now, Coach. Not defense right now. He's as good as they come.
Somebody needs to be in law enforcement. We got to get Teddy in there. He's in shape enough. He could do it. He needs to be.
Yeah, Teddy.
He needs to be. Yes.
But he's so nice. He's like you.
Yeah, he'd be a great law
Just,
enforcement
you
officer.
guys are just super nice.
Yeah.
And Teddy, no. I've seen him flip that switch.
Coach Whitmire, you don't have the temper, huh?
No, man, he's a good dude. Again, Coosa's going to be tremendous. Coosa Christian calls Joe Taylor the official mayor of Coosa Christian.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's pretty.
right. Yep, that's great.
That's pretty special. Another question, kind of off topic. Better golfers.
Between who?
Fire department and police department.
Was that question from a fireman?
I cannot confirm nor deny. I don't know.
Or do we know?
Well, we're working on it, okay? We're working on it.
I'll just say this, okay? They get way more rest than we do before we go out and play. You know, they're
Sure.
I'm just saying.
They get way more rest. They got more time to practice. That's what we're going to say right now.
It-
But we're coming. We're
We're
coming
working
for
on
y'all.
You guys have a hitting
We're
mat
working on
set up in there? You get a hitting net up there or something? We'll
I
work
think
The firemen probably do.
I think they have a secret one. I've actually gone and looked, and I can't find it. But I think they might have a hidden one somewhere.
Well, I think with the connections we have with the city, maybe we can get a grant to get a golf simulator put up there.
Yeah, we might be able to justify under exercise. Do you think?
I think absolutely.
Maybe, yeah.
Stretching, calisthenics. That's right, Teddy. Defense. No one ever says offense wins championships. That's right. So college football. Who are your teams?
War Eagle.
Georgia, go Dogs.
What the? Do we got a play?
Wow, okay.
Notre
I didn't know
Dame,
that. Go Irish.
Alabama,
Yeah.
Auburn, Georgia.
So here's what I know.
It's about to be a fight in here.
Georgia was ranked number 1. Rankings just came out yesterday.
Alabama number 5.
Ranked number 5. Notre Dame ranked number 7.
That's right.
Auburn ranked number 42.
Yeah. Well,
But here's my thought.
I don't
sleep
like
on
coming
Auburn.
in.
Here's
Not
my
this
I
year.
don't
thought.
like coming in right. I'll be honest with you. I like
Here are
sliding
my
in there
thoughts.
later.
The recruiting class that they got last year,
Mm-hmm.
incredible,
Yes.
right? It really fits the needs. Tough to find 4 better wide receivers in the Freeze 4 they got, right? It's just incredible. Cam Coleman, next level. Perry Thompson, unbelievable. I still think he need work at quarterback.
Yeah.
But, we do an Auburn show on Thursdays. Maybe we should watch it. And we'll dive into that, but I'm ready for it to
Don't
be
sleep on this year or 25 for Auburn.
this year,
The 25 recruiting class is
Style.
fire.
and
And then taking people from Alabama, that's legit.
4.
That's how you do it. And it's not just for,
Oh, no, it's studs.
these are big time balls.
So, first time ever, 0 of the top 10 high school kids in Alabama have committed to Alabama. 8 committed to Auburn, 2 to USC. 2 to Ohio State. And I think Naheem Offer is going to flip from Ohio State to Auburn. So, Auburn could have 9 of the top 10 kids in Alabama. That's incredible.
That is. It is.
If you want to know more about that, just tune in Thursday. We'll talk about that. Sponsored by Fully Loaded.
There you go.
Sorry, I got to plug in, guys. So, when we're golfing.
That's smart on Trent's part, though, by the way.
Oh, Trent knows what he's doing.
He's a businessman for sure.
Well, he
He's a good
thinks
one.
these
He's a
guys are
good one.
full of it, so Fully Loaded will sponsor that show.
It is.
So he's good.
Perfect. So when we're going golfing, fellas. And thank you so much for the gifts.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
Man, yeah.
So our officers have those in their community. We did community kits a few months ago. I don't know if y'all saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
But every police officer at Rainbow City has a community toolkit. So we try to continuously supply those and make sure they have enough stuff to, and it just encourages them to get out and interact with the, it's a good way to do that, to interact. If you have something to hand a kid or an adult or whoever, it's a really good way to get out of your car at the park or Vivian Lee Maddox or wherever, be like, hey, do you want a bracelet? Do you want, do you want this? Do you, you want a coloring book? Child ID kits. They got all kinds of stuff in there. So
That's incredible.
we're proud of that.
One of your officers was new. Was it about 2 years ago? She's new.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
new
yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, Officer Russell.
Russell.
Love her.
I guess her first Sunday out patrolling or whatever, as she was here, she stopped. I know she did a couple other churches. She stopped in here on a Sunday morning, came in and talked to Jerry at the door. Came in and introduced herself.
Yeah.
And that's the real deal of community policing.
Yeah, that's right.
Is getting out there. She was just letting know, I'm here. If you ever need me, I just want to let you guys know who I am.
She was
And
patrolling
it's incredible.
church.
It's awesome.
Apparently, there have been some cars
That's
broken
right.
into
That's
in
right.
church parking lots during service or whatever. So she was being visible, and our people just loved her. This church people they're gonna feed you. You're gonna drink coffee.
They tried to give her some cop biscuits.
Cop
Cop
biscuits.
biscuits.
Yeah. I think she did have a cop.
Did she have a
Yeah,
cop?
she took one to go.
She is a good one. My wife actually was picking up my daughter from practice yesterday, and she said she saw Tahoe in a neighborhood like several times. And she was like, and she had to sit there a while because my daughter told us the wrong time to pick her up. So she sat there for a while, and she said she just kept seeing this patrol car patrolling, just kept patrolling different, came in a couple different ways, and I was like, well, what color was Tahoe? Because on her shift, she's the only one with a white Tahoe, and she's like, "It's a white Tahoe." And I was like, well, that was Alyssa then, and she's on it. She's a go getter. She's gonna be, she is good. She's gonna be better throughout her years of policing.
So, report crime. Talk about that. How can people? A lot of people are scared to call. They want to get involved. How can they reach out to report a crime and stay anonymous?
So
we have we've partnered with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers. It's a nonprofit organization, and we have they have a phone line that you can call. They have an online app. It's called P3 Tips that you can download.
Okay.
And you set up an account, and
P3 Tips.
P3 Tips, and you send them the tips, and you completely remain anonymous. And depending on what the tip is for, a lot of times cash rewards are offered for information leading to arrest. So that's
students.
Yeah, students.
Students can report things, and there's some incentives there. I can't remember what all of them are, but there's some incentives there for students.
Heck yeah.
That's kind of like to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Other than that, like if you're having an issue, obviously call dial 911.
Sure.
And then where you can contact, if it's non-emergency, contact Etowah County 911. Dispatch for non-emergency.
I know the app for Etowah County, their tip line app is really incredible.
It is.
They do a great job with that. I didn't know if you guys had it. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I don't even have to lock my doors. I live right next door to food. Yeah, so I never have to worry about nothing, man. And God, his yard looks so good. And now, see, it worked out because I really don't cut my grass now.
Yeah.
He does it for me because it made his look so bad.
Yeah.
So when he's trying out these people's lawnmowers, he does it in my yard.
So when he starts to put all the chemicals on your yard, let it ride.
Exactly right. Mine's gonna look good. It's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
have a
green.
pump service before long.
Exactly right.
So looking at some of these crime stats real quick, I know we're 42 minutes in, but we're just talking and hanging out. So looking for Etowah County, the last report that I see is 2018.
Okay.
That doesn't seem right, but it's from the Alabama. Matter of fact, crimealabama.gov. It's through their data. Looks like the number one in Etowah County in 18, 2,200 larceny.
Yeah.
Is that still?
What exactly is larceny?
Theft.
Oh, just
theft.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So
I can
that can be petty theft, shoplifting.
It sounds much
that
worse
falls
when you
into
say
it.
larceny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2,200. Is that an issue for the most part in Rainbow City?
Yeah, that's going to be our highest too. That's going to be everybody's highest theft. People will steal more. They'll steal a lot more than they'll actually hurt somebody. Violent crimes are relatively low.
Praise God.
And but your property crimes are always going to be higher.
Is that more so like going into a store, taking a garment, or walking out on a bill of a restaurant bill, or taking something out? I know a few months ago there were some issues with some people here in Druid Park. You guys said, "Hey, just make sure your car is."
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing we deal with
yeah.
theft-wise. That's
That
the
is.
most reported thing that we have, as far that I know. That and online scams. We've seen an uptick of online scams reported, and it's.
I never even think about that. Yeah.
And it's one of those. We do our best to try to investigate.
Education's the key to that, though, right?
Absolutely.
Just, if it's weird, don't do it.
I think Detective Mueller went and spoke and did a presentation on online crimes to a community group not too long ago.
Yeah.
So education, knowing like, hey, this phone number I'm getting that's calling me is not a legitimate number. It's a spam number. I don't need to. You don't even need to talk to them or try to, because they use all kind of tactics to.
They'll use our name. They'll use
Yes.
officers' names, things
And
like that.
Do you see that hits the elderly more than
Yes.
it really?
Yes, it does, and it takes a whole community to kind of, like the incident where Reed from the UPS store, we did the best we could
Great
to try to
dudes.
say absolutely.
Great people.
He caught that this lady was trying to send $80,000 and it turned up being a scam.
Yeah.
So, you know, it takes everybody, not just us. It takes family
And so
members.
he stopped that?
Oh yeah. I thought we talked about that.
Yeah.
I meant to.
That's
It-
It was about a
takes-
year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it takes not only the community,
Yeah.
not only the police department, but the family members of
Yes.
the elderly or whoever, you know, the group, the age group that's more likely to be susceptible to.
And
to those
let's
types.
talk about drugs in Rainbow City.
Mm-hmm.
They're here, right? They're obviously here. Unfortunately, even in Druid Park. But I want to take to a different level and talk about how you guys work with groups like a Clinic 5, and how important those relationships are to getting people. A lot of times, people just need help.
That's right.
And you guys are able to direct them to certain things like Clinic 5 and the people who counsel and do those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people do. A lot of times, people just, like you said, they need somewhere to go. They need some guidance on how to get there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we can do, and our courts do a lot of stuff like that too. You know, our courts will, they'll set somebody up on probation where they're checking in, with us, every couple of weeks or every month or whatever. And as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's, they just, that's all that they really, need to do is just, report, go to your AA meetings or whatever it is. And sometimes you kind of have to nudge people in that direction.
Sure.
And some people won't. Some people will go through the motions.
Yeah.
But until they really want to do something, it's kind of hard. A lot of times it's kind of hard to actually make them. But if they go through one of those programs, they have that back knowledge.
Sure.
So when they do decide, that's
planted
something I've
seed,
seen too.
planted seed.
It's a planted seed. That's
Yeah.
something I've seen where I've seen people go through the motions. I've seen people go back, and then they just come out of it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
them making the decision that I'm done with this stuff.
Bigger issue.
Yeah.
Alcohol or drugs here? Like alcohol maybe it's an acceptable kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
when we
sometimes.
think of alcohol-related crimes, obviously, the thing that pops to the list is DUIs.
Sure.
I haven't ran a DUI report in a while. We usually get a few a month, so several, maybe.
I'll be honest with you,
6.
DUIs pissed me off.
Yeah,
Because it affects everybody.
It does.
Man, just innocent people out
does.
doing about their day.
It
Can I
does.
say pissed off on
You
Kapow?
just did. It's okay. It's not one of the 3 words.
Oh.
You're good.
Sorry.
We'll get fined.
We will. I know who was I was talking with? Maybe it was Joe Taylor. Maybe it was the last time you were on. We were able to talk about, and don't break your secrets down, but you guys are focused on sex trafficking and different things, drug trafficking, because this is a major thoroughfare. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so all our guys go through, they've gone through, and most of them go through training for human trafficking, things like that. But and then on the drug side, Rainbow City has not had. I'm going to call it kind of like skin in the game.
Yeah.
As far as investigating crimes goes, they haven't had that in, probably 20 years before I was chief, and that was something that was really that I was very passionate about, was getting somebody, because I was interested in that when I was a younger officer. I wanted to work. I wanted to work drugs, but you can't do that. Back then, you couldn't do that and be a Rainbow City police officer. You couldn't be a narcotics investigator. You had to either work at the Gadsden or the county to kind of go through that route. And
Jamie Grant did that. He was a drug.
He was, yeah. He was
Yeah.
assigned to them through the National Guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he did. I've worked enough overdoses. I've worked enough. I've seen what these hard drugs can do to people, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. And it's heartbreaking when you have, because it hits every family. Like it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like cancer. Like somebody that has an addiction to something, and when you talk to these parents and stuff, and they just don't understand why their son or their daughter or their grandchild is going through this, man, it just touches you. It's wild, but so that was one of my main things I wanted to do when I was chief. I wanted to have skin in the game. I wanted to have a drug agent. However that needed to work out, I needed it to work out, and I needed to have a direct contact where I could call. The drug unit before that was fine. I'd call them, they'd respond and everything. But it's a little bit different when you have your own guy. When your own guy, you can call him and be like, hey, this is what's affecting your city. Like this is what we need you to look at, or whatever the case is. So hopefully, my a little bit longer term plan is to have my drug guy and to have a criminal investigator who maybe specializes in some overdose cases and stuff. Okay. And actually, if we have an overdose death, to have them deploy at the same time to that scene, and they're going to work that scene just like you would almost a homicide scene. And if you can trace those drugs back to a dealer, then hopefully we can end up charging that dealer. That would be my dream goal right there.
I would think that'd be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, there is a ton of hurdles to. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult, and it's going to take the time. It's going to take the time and the investment to do it. But I think it'll be worth it.
So sure. I just had a vision of Judge Haney coming off the chamber and fist fighting with somebody.
Yeah, right. She would. I'm gonna tell you that.
What a great judge!
Yes.
Judge Haney.
Yeah. So we have several that are talking about drunk driving, how this affect their life. We all know the Kitchens, the mom and dad that was killed many years ago. Yeah. That owned the service station down there, which is back to Kitchens again, I think. Yeah. And then one of our listeners has said that a drunk driver killed his best friend. It was like a brother to him. Oh. So I mean, it affects. I mean,
it does.
Auburn fan Rob Ramblin.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly right. Yeah, that's a good friend of mine. God rest his soul.
I think how do you teach moderation? You can't. I don't think you can teach that, right? I mean, that's something that's instilled, right? Or how does that work?
It's in a way you think it is, isn't it? So I do. I know some people that they'll just go. They don't have that. They don't have that stopping point, and that's a bad.
And we all know
mindset or bad, intuition or whatever. I mean, that's not good. I don't know. I don't know. I think you educate. I think you try to do as much as you can, and just encourage people that's maybe around to just step up and be leaders and stop them from doing something stupid.
Absolutely. Well, how do you what is the legal limit? Like if you're is it a breathalyzer? What is it?
0.08.
0.08.
0.08 is the legal limit. Now at a 0.05 or 0.06 is between that and 0.08 is officer's discretion.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And,
so like if they act like they're not driving well or whatever.
That's what I was getting at. Say for instance it's below the officer discretion, right? Mm-hmm. But you should have discretion anyway as a law enforcement peace officer, right? So you see somebody that's below the legal limit, they pass the field sobriety deal,
right.
But something in you says I can't let them get back in the car the way they were driving. Even though they're below the legal limit, they passed the field sobriety test. Mm-hmm. How does that work? I mean, is there a way that you guys can make that call of saying, "Hey, we're going to stay here with you until you call somebody," or can we just take you to your location?
Yeah, if that's the case, if they are below that limit, which that limit's low. Like you're talking about like a 0.04, and that's low.
Is that like one drink?
Probably.
It just depends.
It just depends on your body weight and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, so it's 7 for me.
The time that it was consumed, and then body weight, everything. There's a lot of factors.
Because you have some people that go through medical emergencies. Like, I mean,
that's right.
They may be having a stroke.
Sure.
Or they're
Diabetics will show the same exact signs. And our guys are educated in this. Mm-hmm. Now, does it happen? I don't know of a time it's happened here in Rainbow City, but I'm sure it happens. But you got odor, and diabetics can let off this odor that might get mixed up with that. There's several things. There's several common factors, and so now we have certain guys, and I think Blake Brown's one of them. Oh. Parker Riggs just went to the training. Brett Page, did Brett go with Parker? I think so. I think both of them. Yeah, because Brett was like almost scored like 100 on his test, or was like the best one in his class. But so now they have advanced roadside techniques. So you got to go through a pretty lengthy little school training to go through that. But they got it's called ARIDE, Advanced Roadside.
ARIDE. If you call a ride, I'm gonna give you a ride to the jail.
ARIDE. Yeah, I'm gonna give you ARIDE. Yeah. But no, we got a couple guys that are a little bit more trained in more advanced stuff, and that's really to detect more of the possibly the narcotics and things like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar with mental health issues, right? You guys have to be trained up on. That's right. That's a tough gig.
And everybody in the department just got done with doing their, now the Alabama law now is that every certified police officer has to go through Culture City, a group out of Birmingham, I believe, and it's funded, so it's free for all law enforcement, and they have to go through a sensitivity training class. And
can pastors do that?
Yeah, probably. But it just kind of educates you on the training's not anything super in depth. A lot of it's common sense. I'll be honest with you. A lot of it is common sense. Yeah. I hope that our guys didn't learn a whole lot because I hope they already most of this. Yeah. But we did. Everybody went through the training, and they should ship us some bags very soon.
And it really kind of encompasses the individuals with invisible disabilities. So, so it really trains our guys on how to properly, handle situations if you're dealing with somebody that has a disability, So I think it's really good for our officers and everybody in the state for it to be state mandated that everybody have that training.
Well, we love Scott Hassel, right? So all the stuff he does. But who was the lady that came on the show that talked about mental health stuff?
She came on with Jenny. She's.
Was it Terry Bosman?
Yes, that's her.
Yeah,
she's incredible.
She is.
A lot of knowledge.
She's jacked.
I'm not fighting her either.
Me neither.
I probably wouldn't either.
She's incredible. So Cody Laster says, so it takes two to fill in for Joe, huh?
Yes.
Apparently so.
I guess so.
Apparently so.
And their heads are still smaller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love you, Joe. Sorry, I got to stir the pot, man. That's what we're known for.
That's number 2.
Hey, and before we get out of here, it takes a lot of people to make you guys successful. You guys have support staff and dispatchers and all that kind of stuff, man. So talk about them just a little bit.
Yeah, so we have our administrative staff as far as our clerks. We have Vicky and Clayton, and Vicky is the lady you see smiling behind the window when you walk in the front door of City Hall and you turn to the right. That's Miss Vicky, and she is an absolute sweetheart. She trains the Chiefs. I think I said that last time I was on
exactly
here.
Right.
But she
awesome.
is trained, I think, 6 or 7 Chiefs.
She has a book. She has a book that says how to train a chief.
It does. She does. And
she
handed it to me.
She wrote that book.
She's got the secrets. We need her on the show.
She does. She handed it to me the first day I walked in, and she goes, "I think you might need this." And I said, "Thank you."
She's very direct, but she's so kind.
She is.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she cares, and just like everybody else, honestly, like we just we were very blessed with a culture of people who care. But and Clayton handles all of our investigative stuff. He's like our investigative support person, and he makes the case files. He pulls the reports. He does all the things that we need him to do. He makes copies for the district attorney's office. He does all the things, and the investigations, sometimes they'll be running wide open, and so that person that does all that stuff is very, very important to have that person. For sure. So dispatch, of course, is phenomenal. We're over 911 now, so Megan Ellison over there. That's who I usually contact if I have any issues or questions or anything. Buddy's just like that, responds just like that. Yeah. She takes care of me.
You do have Chief before your name.
Well,
yeah, that's right. That helps.
I think she would do it anyway. I think she would do it anyway.
Okay, make sure.
But she's on top of it as far as getting anything that we might need. Any complaints or anything like that ever comes in, I can just ask her about it, because sometimes we get complaints and they might not even be us. So I'll have to check in with her to see if one of our officers is actually on that call or that traffic stop or something.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible. Just here in Druid Park, we have 4 different law enforcement that live here. Yeah. We have the is it game warden? Is that what you call that?
Game and Fish.
Yeah, he's there.
You got a Gadsden guy
and a Boaz guy.
That's right. Yeah.
I ain't gotta lock a door, man. I'll tell you, my neighborhood.
Then you have Barney living next to food. Right? Citizens arrest.
Well, I got way more than one bullet though. Not that I ever need them. I got great neighborhood.
So, real quick, Joe. By the way, Mayor, they've been on an hour. It's because we're really enjoying their conversation. Just go back and check the views on the show. We have a joke with him. He wants to stay on longer than Jamie Grant, and Jamie Grant will stay on longer with him. So it's tough.
Yeah, I bet.
Sometimes we're here for like 3 hours.
Crazy.
20 minutes gets added. Let me ask from a citizen's side. So a question maybe that people are afraid to ask. What I care. How do you guys deal with someone saying, well, you're profiling me, or you're picking on me, or you're my family name is why you're doing this to me? How do you, what would be the word? I don't know. How do you find a balance in that and go, okay, yeah, we know the history of this family. This guy or gal may not be involved in what these people are involved in, but they're acting kind of suspicious or sketchy, or a report has been called out about these people. I know profiling is a big thing that a buzzword that has been out there for many years. You're profiling me, or you're picking on me. How do you guys deal with that? I mean, I know you got training for that, but
that's right.
Yeah.
So we do have some training for that. I am a big data guy. I love numbers. I love data. I love all that stuff, and because you can combat that. You know, when somebody says something like that, you can kind of combat that with data. You know, be like, well, historically, this officer, you know, has wrote tickets to everybody, and you know, for the same thing, for a headlight being out. Because I'll be honest with you guys, my favorite traffic stop when I was on night shift patrol, and most of my patrol career was on night shift, and my favorite traffic stop was one headlight. And it's not because I thought everybody should have two headlights all the time, or because I was such a stickler for it. But it was I would make a traffic stop, and if I pulled over somebody, especially somebody from Rainbow City that was just didn't have any warrants, wasn't drunk, anything like that. It was a great community contact. It was a wonderful, because I would ask them, because I'd see their driver's license, and I would be, hey, what's going on in your neighborhood? Is there anything going on? Is there anything I need to know about? So by the end of that traffic stop, I'd hand them a warning, and I would tell them that was for, just documenting the traffic stop. And but by the end of the traffic stop, they had a great encounter. They had a great positive encounter, even though they got pulled over. They had a great positive encounter with a police officer that asked about their area, asked if we could do anything, and then, but about half the time, I would get somebody with warrants, I'd get somebody with drugs, I'd get somebody that was drunk. And it was just because those people are usually not speeding up and down the road. So
right now the criminals are saying, "Hey, check your headlights."
Yeah, probably so.
I mean, that obviously that's a safety issue. I mean,
Hey, but when it talks about family, because let's take the Grant family. We talked about Jamie. One side of Jamie Grant's family, criminals. The other side, Jamie and Johnny Grant. I mean, this law enforcement. He tells the story all the time that he could have very easily.
Don't forget Chris.
I was intentionally
FBI mug up there.
Intentionally, I still don't know what side he's on. So it's tough. You guys have a very hard job. So thank you for what you do, keeping us safe. What do you got to think about, especially Rainbow City? I don't think about my wife says she's going to walk the neighborhood, walk the dog or something. I don't even think about her safety. I'm going to Vivid Lee Maddox. Okay, watch out for the snakes.
That's
sometimes really I got to worry about, man. So thank you for that.
That is our job, is to make everybody feel safe, and I feel like that's I know the mayor talks about, economic drivers and things like that, and I feel like that is our part. That is our role that we play in driving our growth is safety and providing that.
And if there are issues, immediately addressing them. If an issue arises, have it be addressed right then. Don't wait a week before somebody. We try to, as soon as something comes out of extra patrol, somebody's having an issue in the area, get an officer.
Address it. That's one of our 4 focuses. So we have 4 focuses at the police department, and one of them's training and being prepared. So we try to be well-rounded in our training. We try to be prepared for whatever needs to come up. The other ones is community engagements. And that's the responsiveness is like a little slash. Of that is responsiveness. Officer wellness and taking care of our people and creating the most positive work environment that we can, because we deal with so much negativity. So we don't need to see that in our ranking structure or anything like that. We need to try to support our officers, have a positive attitude and mindset. And then the fourth thing is building leadership. We try to have a big focus on building leadership. So,
Well, last thing for me, let us know how everything goes with the pregnancy, Dad.
All right, will do.
That's
First,
incredible.
first baby?
Second.
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 You got to
You
wait.
got it.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
We'll
I will
see.
say this, real quick, the kindness of your officers. We have not met them all, but we've met a lot.
Most of them,
Yeah. But watching, we were here one day, and there was and you guys probably were there. There was a stop right here in the corner, and person was obviously taken into custody. But there was 3 or 4 cars. Watched the sheriff pull up, see if there's need some help, and then a transport vehicle. But we watched, and the kindness. The guy was going to jail. He had obviously done some stuff, and I don't want to know. I don't care. But he had done some stuff. It could have been treated totally different. People could have been mean to him and smart to him, but it wasn't. It was like every officer checked on him, made sure it was good, made sure they were comfortable. It was a criminal, but he's still a human being, and that's that's what I love about you guys and gals, that you guys treat everybody the same way, and I love that.
And typically, when people have an interaction with police, it's not their best day.
That's true.
And so we want to try to, change that and keep it where every interaction you have with a police officer, somebody's not going to jail, or somebody, that's why the community engagement, like officers getting out and meeting the people in the community is such a big thing, because we don't want, people to have that perception, oh, the police are here, we don't want to talk to them, something bad, it's their worst day. We want to, try to kind of bridge that relationship with the community.
Don't let him fool you. As soon as they left, we got on the mug shots to see what the charges were.
Yeah, I was like, what is it? Actually, he's going, somebody break her off and run, hit him with a stick or something.
That's so funny.
Cheers, I always want conflict. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Rainbow City. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Thank you, Mayor Joe Taylor, for sending 2 for the price of 1. And Rainbow City, stay close and stay clean. I promise you, if you do,